Good morning, traders. Welcome to the Bookmap live trading webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. Today we typically have JTrader Joseph Wednesdays 10 a.m. He had to cancel this morning. Have JTrader, so he won't be presenting. I just wanted to let you guys know about that. He was flying back from the U.S. and is now back in San Marino. But is not feeling well. So, and a long trip. So I can understand that. We'll take a break from JTrader today. He'll be back next Wednesday. Tomorrow morning, Scott Pulsini, futures trader, at 10 a.m. So look forward to that. He will be trading live. All right. So our education in here with a Bookmap in these webinars, we have an educational course. It's online. I'll show you where that is. This sets the foundation for you guys, and it's under bonus materials here. Go to bookmap_pro or bookmap search on YouTube, and then go to right here, bonus materials on educational Bookmap educational course, and then you'll see the 4 videos here, 4-part educational series. Please just start with part 1 and maybe part 2. And then that'll set a nice foundation for these live events here. So we'll do live analysis. We'll go through the market today. Any market that you guys want to look at, we're happy to go through it for you. So let me know in the chat and we can look at it. We start and usually stay with the S&P because most people want to take a look at the S&P E-mini. All right, let's go through some disclosures here. General disclosure, all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes and it should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. The risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's jump in here. Let's take a look and see what's going on with this S&P. All right, so well, you can see the PPI data here this morning with a negative number was good, negative action based on that. Today we do have the FOMC meeting minutes at 2 p.m. and we know that in general the markets are very sensitive right now to interest rate information. Therefore, inflation information, employment information. PPI is an important one. All right, so a good PPI number means their producers or managers are purchasing. So that might increase inflation here. Whatever you want to extrapolate from it, the market went down after the data. All right, so and this is the environment we're in here. Here's our cash open, move to the downside, move right back up to the upside here. And where does that kind of leave us here? Well, right in the middle, and a lot of trading around this kind of central core right here, between just below 3,600, the figure, and about 3,618 or so. All right, so and we'll just look for opportunities in here in Bookmap in the order flow. What is it telling us? And that's the whole goal here. Understand the elements on this Bookmap chart. Understand the market mechanics. What makes this market work? Bookmap is excellent at showing that. And that's what our educational course is about. And then you can take that information and then apply that to any time frame you want. All right. In fact, let's jump back and take a look at some higher time frames here. Okay. So this is just a basic candlestick chart. And we're looking at the daily chart here on the left for the ES. And you can see the moves to the downside, this nice strong move to the upside, but then countered with a strong move to the downside last week. And now we're down at these lows again, right? And we're playing around with these lows down here. We see that there's some buying pressure down here a little bit, some wicks like yesterday. And then today, well, the daily is we're at a doji there, right in the middle. So there's wicks on both sides here. There's buying pressure, there's selling pressure. Let's look at the hourly here, and we'll cover in the daily chart in the order flow. Basically, it's a move to the downside, and we're slowing down. we're starting to see maybe some profit taking, maybe some buyers getting interested, maybe they're speculating. So just starting to understand it. But we don't have, I mean, basically the trend is down. We're looking for more selling on smaller time frames to give us insight to this daily direction. The hourly here. So we saw a nice move on the hourly yesterday to the upside, and filled some gap. I'm sorry, it was down here. Filled some gaps up in this area in here. Big gaps up here on this hourly. Okay, so haven't come up into these areas yet to fill them. I mean, it basically filled here, but this one remains open. Okay, and we haven't seen any kind of retest back up there. This is the market pulling away from that area. Guys, look at this island up here. I mean, we cover this kind of pattern in here all the time. This is trap volume up here. There's no question. Any above this swing right here, it actually filled this gap here, and then went above this swing up here too on the hourly, and then it rejected. Okay, it came back down and then opened up down here and down to the downside last week, and then we can see the this week here the move back up, just to fill some of these areas, a small little gap in here. I know that looks pretty small in there, but I guess we can go back and look back period of a week. Maybe that helps. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Here's that gap from the other Monday, or was it Monday? No, this was the 10th here, right? October 10th. Where's the 11th? I'm sorry, this is the 11th. Anyway, we filled this gap here. We went above here. This was yesterday, and then and now we see this move right back down. All right, not getting too much out of this hourly here. Let's look at the 15-minute chart here on the right-hand side, and we're just looking at the bigger picture here right now. Just like we did yesterday, we want to just look at some of these levels in here of interest. Where might we go? Okay, looking at buying, selling, looking at the order flow here on these charts. Okay, I know it's not a lot of transparency. It's just open, high, low, and close of each period, and a daily, hourly, and a 15-minute period. That's it. Our volume is separated from all of this price action as well. So this is lacking a ton of transparency. We're just trying to get a feel for the ranges, the price action. And we can see this move to the upside, the move right back down into this cluster of volume here, right around 3,600, the figure. All right. So now I'm really curious here if this is the retest here after this big move down, right? Okay, retest, and now looking for maybe potential continuation here. So right around the figure here, or 05, where we kind of are, I'm looking for sellers. Let's see if we can get sellers in here, and let's see if they can move it back down into the bottom of these ranges here, bottom of this little range here around 98.5. Maybe it can come back down into 87. Maybe we have to wait for the Fed. Maybe it just bounces around here above 05 or 3,600. Okay, let's take a look. Now we're looking at Bookmap. Now we're looking at the details here. We're getting a lot more transparency. In fact, let's just take this and simply look at price ranges with the candlestick again. Okay, and we'll even take the heat map and volume off here just for now. Okay, and point of control here. Okay, so hold on a minute. Sadar, thank you. Nice compliment in there. So let's okay. So no questions in YouTube. Let's see how's it going over here in Discord. Good morning, 8th Trader. Okay, all right. So we're looking at our candlestick chart here, 5-minute. And again, lacking transparency here. just looking at open, high, low, and close. But it gives us some ranges in here. And we can kind of, extrapolate and understand that wicks here are showing selling pressure here, buying pressure in here. This is what we're looking for, our move back down right here. We don't know where this might be going though. I would say initially, based on this, right back down to here. Okay, so 91 or so. But we don't know the details in here. Okay, maybe we see buyers underneath this little range in here, and it's a huge buying opportunity and tons of liquidity in here as well. So this is where we want to look at the heat map. Okay, so we can even understand this as a potential flag pattern. The move to the downside, the move up, trickles off, and then continuation and move up. This is what we want to determine in the order flow. And this is where we can look inside the candlesticks to get more information. Okay, so let's do that. Let's turn on the volume dots and look at the transactions. Where are they taking place? Okay, a little bit big there. Move down, pretty strong move at the cash open. Move back up, pretty strong move as well. Yeah, not really seeing too much here. In the volume dots within this range. So what we're doing is we're looking at the order flow or the volume dots within this candlestick or this price action. Okay, these periods of data in the candlestick. Yeah, not seeing a whole lot at the moment. Buying did go down below the low here, but and seeing some back and forth in here basically. Okay, so nothing really shaking here right now. Let's take a look at the heat map. Okay, what is the heat map showing us? Well, here's why. They're buying at 3,600. Okay, this answers the question, right? So this is the kind of transparency we're talking about, and being able to read that in here. And this is something Bookmap's really good at. As you can see, it's showing that liquidity here is from the order book. They're still in the order book here at 3,600. Okay, let's zoom in here. Let's see what happens here. Okay, someone was asking about spoofing yesterday. This is classic, kind of indicative of a spoof right here. It's layering. In fact, it's even better than a spoof. It's high liquidity in here as well, potentially. High liquidity coming in, and then it comes in all together at once, pulls all together at once. Okay, what is their game in here, right? We're going to go over some game theory here. Well, they don't want to trade. They don't want to be buyers here. Okay, we know that because they pulled. But they seem to be staying here, and they are getting filled down here. So there is appetite for buying here. So sellers are taking it right back down to 3,600, the figure. Now, in this scenario, let's see if I'm looking to see if we get enough sellers to trade into these 205 contracts and through it. Okay, that's what we're looking on our bigger picture as well, our 15-minute candlestick chart. Okay, so we're looking for a big red dot and then the break below this area, and then the move potentially back down into about 91 or maybe even 85 here. All right, that's what we're kind of looking for. Let's see if we get it. Okay, and how do we know? Let's read the order flow. Okay, here we go. Here's our big sellers here. Look at that push on the other side here to push it into and through 3,600. Now, the event happened at 3,600. Now we're looking for follow through. Okay, is it a false breakdown? Might be. Look at that wicked move on the buy side right back up after trading into and through 3,600. Okay, so we don't know yet. Okay, we're still kind of waiting and watching here. We need to see big green dots buying up here around 03. If we do, I'm looking for a move right back up to here at 06. Okay, let's watch this and let's see. Okay, back to 3,600. More sellers. All right, sellers, let's see you drop it now. I think we got our follow through here. Looking for sellers to come back in here. This is a pullback to 3,600. And let's see it. We're looking for our sellers here. and a move back down to 97, 95, maybe 94 to begin with. Okay, so yeah, we got our pullback right to here where these sellers came in, and back and forth, and some buying actually. Yeah, nothing really good here, guys. Nothing really good. We're looking at this and we're trying to read the order flow, and it's just not giving us a good reading here. We're looking for clarity in the order flow, and it just didn't give it to us. We don't know, and that's fine. Okay, we're looking at, and there was a great question yesterday about the if then, and to try to understand what you know, how to you know, take advantage of this order flow. So if you see this, then what do you do? And then the answer that I had was, well, the if statement has many elements to it. If this, if this, if this, if this, then likely this, and then likely this, a move higher, right? Or into this liquidity here. But just looking for the higher, it's a game of probability. That if then statement, especially a singular if then statement, you're looking for like 100% likelihood, right? The market doesn't really work like that. It's probabilities. How can you put a can you put an if then statement on like on dice? You know, if I roll the dice, then, you know, I'm going to get, you know, if two dice or two die, I'm going to get a 1 up to a 12. Okay, that's all you know. That's for sure. Okay, well, how do you use that? How do you try to focus that? Okay, well, you can use probabilities there. If you roll the dice, it will likely, okay, is more inclined to be a 7 than any other number, because there's more combinations of 7 in that roll. Okay, and then 6, and then 8. All right, so it's again, it's probabilities. We're looking for multiple ifs, reading the order flow and the behavior of the traders here through their orders. Then we're looking for where price might go next based off of their behavior. All right, so that's it. I hope that makes sense. I think I forget who it was yesterday that was asking about this, it was great. It was a great question, you know, we'll further explain it as we go along. Okay, and right now we're looking for the ifs of direction here. Sellers came in here, back and forth in here. We don't really know. Here we saw a spoof in here as well. That was here, yeah, right in here. But you know, nothing shaken here. Okay, we went to, you know, kind of below here, but we saw buyers come right back into the top of the range here. The demo trader, I think you may have asked the if then question, is that right? Yeah, I mean, I had a thought about it, or, you know, a think about it. Okay, great. Yeah, and trying to like put these pieces together. Okay, now we're back down to here, okay, below the figure, yeah, I still don't like it. I mean, like, yeah, you know, the sellers may press through here, right? But this is a lot of buying in here. Okay, so we may find buyers. The if part here is if we came up here and didn't find any buyers, okay, I mean, then that would tell us something more. All right, it even made an equal high in here. Right, so One thing we can look at, and we don't know if it's going to unfold or not. One thing we do know, though, is that if you do see some buying in here like this, they're going to be sellers down here. Okay, we just don't know if there's enough selling pressure to press through. Okay, and we're looking for stops below that area, and we do see that here. Okay, we also see a little bit of iceberg buying here. Okay, so anyway, I just want to cover that. All right, this is looking actually better now, okay, for another barrage of selling to hit 90. All right, there's our sellers here. Yeah, and where do you get in on this? You know, we'll read the order flow. We'll look for it to go that direction, but this is not. I do not see any kind of high probability trade set up here. All right, because we're down too low already, but we're looking for the continuation here. All right, there's a little bit of a pullback there. Okay, now, you know, here come the buyers here, and they'll probably pull it back to here, 98, where it just kind of broke through. And, but again, nothing really high probability here. All right, so let's see if I have any other questions in here. No, looks good. Okay. So guys, if you came in and you're looking for a J Trader, he was off today, was traveling. He made it back home, but he's just very tired and not feeling too well either. All right, so now we made it up here to the top of the range. Let's see if we get more sellers here. Now the order book, again, nothing high probability here. We're looking for an excuse to find something high probability, and we're just not seeing it right now. Nothing. They're on the bid here. We see buyers react to it. You know, but we're looking for sellers to come back down to 91 or 92. Just nothing really great right now. Another thing to take a look at, we see some heavy selling in here. Okay, look at the bars here. Where did it take place? Okay, well, you know, you can, most of it took place down here with these big red dots. They're down here. Okay, when we look for a trending move, we're looking for control all the way through. Okay, now it is true, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we're going to talk about some patterns in here, I think. Yeah, you can change the colors to of the bubbles to whatever you like. I can show you that. It's under settings, color settings here, and let's see, it's under I think it's under buyers, or no, trade circles here, buy and sell. All right, so whatever you like. Okay, look at this strong buying come back in. Okay, right back up. All right, well, I'd look for a little bit of a pullback here, and then I'd like to see buying come right back in. There we go. And I want to see him trade up to this 04. Okay, let's see. Nope. Oh, yeah, there it is. But yeah, again, you know, didn't really like it. Here's why. Okay, so again, I kind of passed on this one. Look at the order book in here. Okay, and this is a strong move, and we're going to talk more about the strong moves here, and this will set the tone, I think, for you guys, and then we're going to get more into patterns, I think. But you want to understand the strong volume and the strong price movement together, not just strong volume, because it might just be back and forth. All right, so what we want to do is we want to look at the strong volume and the price movement together, and then the order flow after that strong move. All right, so here, and we can talk about pullbacks, we can talk about flag patterns, continuations, trending markets, etc. We've talked about and we've marked up the strong move for a long time, and it gives really good information. Okay, so so this was a beautiful little flag pattern here, beautiful, right? And that moved to 04 like we talked about. We were looking for it, but I just didn't. Here's what I saw. Okay, we're still in a downtrend on the bigger picture. We have this strong buying. It looks pretty good. The bid though is down here. They're not really bidding up too much here, right underneath this pullback. So the pullback, let's talk about that. The pullback came to about the figure here, just above the figure of 3,600. This little pullback here, so you can look for a pullback to this little area right here, okay, because of this little blip in the market activity here. And then there's also kind of one in here, a smaller one, okay, right in here. See how it kind of paused and then broke out? And it traded into high liquidity here. So you can look at the figure as well. And then you can also look at another area for pullback. Now, it's a much deeper pullback. It's 100% retracement back down to here where it broke out from. And you would still look for buyers to support it. Why? Because it's a strong move. Okay. Now, the stronger the move, typically, the shallower the pullback. All right. So that would be a very bullish flag type of pattern in here. All right. So we can really start to put these together, these pieces together, and look for it. Look at this move here. Okay. So this was the second leg though of that strong move. Here's our little pullback area here, and it's lining up not only with this little pullback here, but also this high liquidity here. Well, it came to it and it kind of bounced off it here actually, but it came here and it traded through it. It pulled back deeper to here, right? The same areas we were talking about in the previous example. Okay, that was it though. All right, so you can look for these levels in your strong move and then your pullback. And you look for the continuation of the pattern, okay, or of the move. All right, and then it's up to you how you want to manage it, because this is already the second leg. Maybe you want to take some off right up here, okay, because a move back up to where it dropped from is likely. This is still that kind of island. Remember we talked about that island here. Let's see, it's on the daily chart, isn't it? Or no, hourly. Okay, we talked about that island up here, right? Just separated by the gaps. Beautiful. It's kind of the same idea here, that we got a strong move, an island of trap volume, and then we're looking for another strong move underneath here, or move away, quick move away. All right, so that's why we're looking for, if we get a pullback and you're looking for buying here, maybe consider taking some off around here. All right, and then look for the continuation. Okay, and this one worked out pretty well. All right, so anyway, we saw this potential move in here. We just didn't like the probabilities regarding it. Okay, there was potential for sellers to come in and move it pretty quickly the other way. Okay, so we kind of shied away from it here, and we missed it, and that's fine. We're trying to look for something that gives us much more clarity and insight, and that will lead to much higher probability trades. Okay, we'll still go through the order flow and we'll still look for the the move to go a certain direction, but in terms of it being a really clear probability, or a higher likelihood of it playing out, it just wasn't. Okay, it's up to you how you want to trade it. If you're a risky guy, you like to roll the dice, then it's up to you. All right, well, we're back up here, and we're seeing buyers yet again here. Okay, so let's see if we can get the order book to kind of give us some insight and look for a move right back to 10 right here. There's another little flag pattern. Now look at this flag pattern though here. Okay, again, I don't like it. I just don't like it. Okay, here's why. The volume is not consistent through here. It kind of came up here, and then we got buyers up here. Okay, watch this. Okay, if we get sellers right here, I'm looking for sellers to drop it right back down to 0.3 3/4. Okay, let's see if we get our sellers right here. No. All right, here we go. We have good potential here. Let's see it, sellers right here. And just try to move it down to the bottom of the range here. 0.3 3/4. We're still getting some buying pressure in here. Okay, well, that didn't pan out. We really didn't get the sellers here, and now we're getting our trend continuation here. All right, so we were looking for it, and we had reasons for it as well. That the buying took place up here, right? Not that strong, consistent buying. This is much better here. Okay, now there's a problem though of looking at this up here. We're already up pretty well. It's a smaller move in here that's moved pretty nicely, and we're up pretty high already in this. So this is where you want to be kind of careful. Mike, you're looking at the dollar index. Yeah, I mean the dollar these days has been pushing the market a lot. In fact, we can add in the and look at in fact, we may look at corn. Maybe I'll take a quick look at corn as well. But I don't have the dollar index up, Mike, but we can look at the euro dollar. Okay, so hold on a minute. That's the 6EZ symbol here. Okay, another beautiful flag pattern here. Okay, strong buying. Now the thing is though, is like we got to look at all this. Okay, so strong buying and then followed by strong buying again. Yeah, I mean look for the pullback here. Let's see if we get our buyers back in here, and then we can get a move right back up into 12 maybe. Okay, again, I don't like it. Just don't like the move here. The reason being is this order book is rather fickle, and sellers can come in and just upend it immediately. Let's take a look at our 6E if we get any insight here. So we should look for euro strength here if we want stock market strength. That's been the correlation. Let's add 3 hours backfill. Guys, you can get more backfill data in Bookmap. You will have to pay for it from a DX feed. So I think it's like 14 bucks a month. It's up to you. Let's see here. Let's take the candlesticks off. Oh, this is the wrong one. No candlesticks. There we go. So we're seeing dollar strength, yet we're seeing the stock market going up. Okay, that's a weird one. Okay, so yeah, here we go. So let's see if we're getting that dollar strength in here. Now this is we got a correlation. Thanks, Mike. Let's see if we can get our sellers down here and then the move right down to the figure here. You know, looking for it, looking for it. This was you basically on this one due to that correlation. You know, basically we'd be looking for well, here's our pullback. We are getting a bit of a pullback. There's your pullback. Okay, so due to Mike's correlation in there, which is great, we're looking for, there's your pullback. This is a potential entry on a pullback. Now we're looking for follow through to the downside. Now the move happened up here. Now see, look at the difference here. Now we'd have to be careful here. It might be a false breakdown, but due to this move up and we're down below some of the strength here of the buying, I'm looking for sellers now to take control here and try to move it back down into some of these previous levels. Okay, this is a good one. The figure right here. It's the bottom of this whole kind of trading range in here. You can see most of the volume is taking place up above this area. Okay, this is what makes up your volume profile, and that's why we see it here. Okay, let's see if we get it here. Pull back. And let's see if we got our sellers in here. Nothing yet. Again, this is not, we're only going off a correlation in here. The order book's starting to show, there we go, starting to show some strength on the offer here. This is looking better now. Okay, we got at least some on the offer here at a lower level. Now we're just looking for sellers. Let's just zoom in here and take a look. Okay, let's take the candlesticks off for a moment. And let's look at some of the microstructural areas in here, looking for sellers right here, okay, at 03.5. If we get it, right back down to the bottom of this range, back down to 3,600. Here we go. Let's see it, sellers right here, and let's see you move it down. Okay, some on the bid there. But looking for the strength of the sellers on down to 3,600. Okay, take some off. That's what I would do at least. And look, I want to reiterate again about trade management in here. It's up to you. You know, you got to figure out what's right or wrong or what kind of risk profile. We'll go through this kind of setup here on a very low time frame so you can understand the setup, and then that can be used on all time frames. Why are you here, Rasha? I don't know. What are you looking for in here? Tell me. You tell me, and I'll try to provide it for you. Okay, we just went through a setup. We went through trade management. It worked out. I hope that provides some value for you. And it's I don't care about the trades in, you know, it being correct. What I care about in here, Rasha, is reading the order flow. Reading and understanding the condition or the behavior of other traders via their participation in the markets here can give us insight to where price might go next. All right, so and we just went through that process, and we were trying to be objective about it. Now Mike helped out here because we didn't really see much in the order book. We saw something, we did see something in here. They're lowering the offer. That's good. We saw the move away from this strength here, right? Okay, and they brought it below that area right here. This is where those sellers came in, right here, and then right here, right? They're taking control of the market below an area. Okay, that's the read here. Here's the line right here. Here's the sellers. Here's the sellers. Here's the sellers. Here we said our pullback was actually here to begin with. Came back a little higher here at 05. Still looking for it though, and we got it. All right. So take some off, but you're still in it. You're still in it. Sellers are still in control. Yeah, I don't have, I wish I can get the dollar index in here, Mike. I should, instead of looking at euro dollar, but they're pretty close. Yeah, I like the dollar index. I just don't have access to it right now. Oh, the liquidation indicator, Steve. Sorry, I'll get to that. I saw your question earlier. Anyway, guys, until we see something different, we're still seeing sellers in control. And we talked about the control movement, and I want to get back to that about patterns. Yesterday we saw a beautiful pattern, and when we covered it in detail. If you guys want to take a look at it, let me show you where that is on our YouTube channel. Okay, that webinar. Go to our YouTube channel and then scroll down. It's right here. Catching a reversal pattern and building a trading plan. Okay, so we talked about those things yesterday. Guys, see how you're still in this move here and still looking for the sellers in here because they took control. Okay, so the next area is down here around 95. All right, so you can move your stop to break even now. You've already taken some off at 3,600. All right, stick with the direction until you see something different happening. Okay, anyway, I'm losing track here of what I wanted to cover. Yeah, that reversal pattern. We'll go look at the liquidation indicator, and then I want to go over some patterns in here that I think you guys will find very, very helpful. All right, looking at strong moves and pullbacks in here, strong moves and pullbacks, and then continuations. All right, so and let me know if you have any other questions. Happy to go through stuff. Okay, so let's take a look at the liquidation indicator. Okay, now let's see, it was Steve asking for it. Okay, I love this indicator. I think it is, I like it even better than the stops and icebergs. It shows where the exchange is liquidating some of its its traders, their positions. They're getting margin calls. They don't have margin to cover it, so the exchange is closing it automatically. They're getting a margin call, and that's pretty powerful information. Okay, in the futures markets, we're looking at stops as being potentially something like a margin call, but they're not. It's people getting stopped out of their position, most likely. Could be entry buy stops, but most of it is people exiting their position. Okay, so this is showing you the liquidations, and let me show you where the liquidations you can find them at bookmap.com. Okay, this is only for specific crypto markets. Okay, so that's important to understand, and we'll go here to bookmap.com, the more button, and the knowledge base here. Okay, in the knowledge base section, we're in this section here, the user guide. We want to be in the add-ons section, so click on that, and then scroll down a little bit. Liquidation indicator right here, click on that, and here you go. There's a nice short video on it right here that will explain it very well. There's an image here that explains it, as well as text, and then how to install it, where to get it, and that's down. I think it's up further, actually. Yeah, it's up at the top. Okay, you'll see it on the right hand side too. It breaks it down in here. Installation, how to install. Click on that. Here you go. You can get it right here. you need build 7.3, build 26 or higher. Download it here, right? And then read about it here, and then let's cover it. It only works for, this is important, Steve. So you can see here, this is important. It connects to only Binance Futures, Bitfinex, FTX, and Bybit. All right. Now, it will also offer it in the multi-book product. All right. So, which is great. That's great. You can look at multiple exchanges and liquidations. All right. So anyway, what this is showing here is pretty amazing stuff. Let's just dim the heat map a little bit more here. These are where people got liquidated here. 92,000 worth of Bitcoin, 29 separate events here. Here's 74,000 on the upside. So this was at that 830 PPI data. So bashing on one side, bashing on the other, just hitting liquidations all the way through. All right. So now what or how I find this to be rather interesting is understanding if we get a retest back up here and we don't see liquidations in some of these areas up in here, that's telling you something. It's like the market's searching for liquidity, or it's here to facilitate trading. If you don't get trading activity up here, that's exhaustion. Look for the market to kind of trickle down. Look for sellers on the other side to trade it back down into the range, and maybe the other side of the range to start liquidating people on the other side of the range. Okay, so for example here, look at this. We don't have any liquidations here nor here. Right, we got a few here and we got a few here. Very little though, very, very small amounts. All right, well, maybe the market has to go a little bit lower. Maybe it has to come down to 19,000 here again to hit some liquidations. All right, so different ways of looking at this and using it and understanding it. That's a very, very simple and blunt way. I would recommend, Steve, that you come to our Discord channel here. You'll find it right from the here on the bookmap.com homepage here. Join our Discord room. If you don't see it there, you'll see it under community here under the more button. Okay, Discord chat right there, chat room. And then you can get in discussions with others further details on how to use this indicator. Right now, I'm just not seeing a whole lot. It's like I said, bashing on one side and the other side, back and forth in here. We can actually go over control in here in that pattern I wanted to get to. Guys, this is going to be a little different education today on the patterns. We're not going to cover your typical patterns like we did yesterday. Okay, yesterday we talked about like selling on one low, and then it comes back and retests, and there's no selling here. We saw just a beautiful example of it yesterday, and it basically exhausted out. We saw buyers come in. We're looking for top of the range and then some, and then that was actually a reversal yesterday that we didn't know that was going to play out, but it did. And you could have gotten in on pullback several times in a bigger picture, right? So that one trade event played out, and then it turned into a much bigger event. Okay, this is not that pattern here. We don't see it. There is some selling here, right? So anyway, let's go back to the S&P. Did I answer your questions, Steve? And let me come back and take a look here at the questions. I'm sorry, I've been calling you Steve. Maybe it's Rasha. No, okay, no, I got it right. All right. Anyone have a problem with CQG data, Ben? I do not know. I'm looking at rhythmic data. Guys, really strong bid. Look at this. Look at this. Really, really strong bid here. And here's a strong move, and then we're looking for another strong move here. Okay, so where do we leave off on this? We left off up here, right? And the move lower. Beautiful move lower. Beautiful move. Okay, strength on the sell side. Okay, it is upended now. All right, so let's go over this pattern. All right, so anyway, guys, and Rasha, I'm hoping this provides you value. We went through this whole thing of like this move to the upside, not knowing, not really, I mean, missing this in here, catching this on the downside though. Okay, looking for a pullback, and then looking for continuation, taking some off. We even went over trade management, taking some off, looking for continuation because we just don't see buyers yet. All right, so we're gonna start afresh. All right, something I want to show you guys also with the drawing tools, and this is for Scott for tomorrow. He's been giving me a hard time about the drawing tools and not showing shortcuts to him. Using Bookmap 7.3, if you download it now, you'll have access to these new improved shortcuts in there. It's been in there for a while now, but I want to show you. So you go to settings, okay, go to keyboard shortcuts, all right, and then in here you can open up the file structure here, and you can program your own shortcuts in here. So let's go to toolbar here, and then drawing tools right here. Okay, and I made these shortcuts, clear drawings, just the letter C. Okay, now if I click on here, you can edit it, or if you click on here, edit drawings, you double click on it, add a shortcut. We can put in E and see if there's any conflicts in here, and there aren't, right? So we can use the letter E to edit drawings, right? C clears all drawings. Horizontal line is L. Ray, a diagonal line that continues is R. All right, so good stuff there. Play around with these guys. It'll be a really easy way to very cleanly and clearly, instead of going up here and then select clear drawings and saying okay or whatever, just hit the letter C, and then I've got to confirm it and clear it. Okay. I love that feature, and I should have showed that to Scott before. I think I did. I did show this to him earlier, but anyway, it's been years, so I'll have to deal with him tomorrow on that one. All right, so now we're going to look at a rectangle in here. And maybe we should put in a rectangle. Yeah, I love that rectangle tool, so I think I will put that in for settings, and oval maybe as well. Keyboard shortcuts, toolbars, drawing tools, rectangle. Ooh, I've got Ray for R, so I got to think of something else here. Maybe T. Okay, T, and then how about ellipse? We can say, or oval. I'll put in O. All right, there we go. Okay, yeah, pro gamers, glad you find that helpful. Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at this chart here. Now we're going to look at patterns, order flow patterns in here. Very, very simple order flow patterns, guys. And this is, again, this is based off of the most binary. Yeah, I'm gonna take the extra minutes and cover it, like why we're looking at these who's in control type of move, right? And we can zoom in here. Okay, we're looking at more microstructural. It's not just to note, the definition of microstructure is sub-second. This is not sub-second data. Okay, this between each vertical dotted line is 5 seconds. All right, so just so you know that the clean, clear, proper definition of microstructure. Okay, this is just very low time frame structural areas here. And you can see a lot of gaming in here with the liquidity. But what we want to cover here is what moves price. Okay, so here's the best offer, the red line, the best bid is the green line. In fact, let's take the heat map off. Okay, this is part 1 of our education. It's just the best bid and offer and the transactions on that best bid and offer. That's it. But understanding these moves here and the market mechanics in here it's everything. This is how the market moves. And this can be used for much higher time frames. We can go to your daily, your weekly, your monthly chart. Okay, so we're seeing best offer, no transactions. We see buyers here when the best bid came down a little bit. Okay, came down a tick. We have a 3-tick range here. And we have volume transacting only here right now at 3,600 and a half. All right, well, then we see the buyers lift it here. They actually move price up. Okay, 1 tick. So an aggressor came in here and hit the buy button. It's for actually 4 contracts here, and move price up. Okay, they took liquidity off of the best offer and made a deal here with the limit sell orders here on the best offer at this price at 3,600 3/4. And then the best offer went up 1 more tick, but nothing traded up here. No one wanted to buy it up. No aggressor wanted to buy it up here. Okay, the aggressors are the dots, the transactions. Okay, instead someone wanted to sell it here, and they sold it at this price level. All right, so now what we're looking for is we have kind of this back and forth in here. We're looking to see, okay, when someone might take this and move it to a new price level completely. All right, so let's just zoom out, and we have still back and forth in here, back and forth here. See the buyers coming in? See them move this back up to previous areas up in here. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. This is where the aggressors are coming in and moving price from this area away from it, and maybe establishing a new trading zone here. And this is something to look for. Okay, then you can look for pullbacks, a low volume pullback. Okay, so look at the volume in here. Okay, we see quite a few transactions. This is very typical. It moved price up. Look at the volume in here. Look at the bars down here. This is the best way to look at it. You can look at the dots and the size of the dots, but since they are kind of skewed across or spread across multiple price levels, it might be easier to see the cluster here. Look at the volume that on the pullback here. It's less, right? After this strong move, there's not really a lot of buying yet that followed. It needed to kind of like pull back here and kind of fill that vacuum of that strong move. And then we found buyers that started to buy again. Okay, after this first barrage here, they take kind of a breather, and then they come back in and move it again. These are the things that we want to start to look at, because you can start to look for a test back up to here, top of the range, and maybe a breakout of the range. So does everyone understand that? Is that clear? Okay, and understanding this move in here. So we're doing a real basic, but very, very quickly going over what moves the market, and then when they're moving the market away from an area. Okay, this is not your typical type of education, and for a lot of you that have been in here for a while, I'm sure you're rolling your eyes, and is just is very basic stuff. You would be surprised. I've talked to veteran traders who don't know this stuff. They've been trading for decades and they still don't know this stuff. They don't understand what moves the actual market. They don't understand like how orders make up everything. Okay, not just the aggressors here. There's traders that go, oh, it's all about the traded volume and that's it, and they're just wrong. It's about the orders on both sides. Also, the heat map here, the limit buy and sell orders on the bid here. They trade into it. There's not enough to trade below it. Here we have someone spoofing in here. Once they lift the spoof, buyers come in and they trade it back up into these levels. These guys make a difference here. That's the other side of the equation. Okay, we're not going to talk about that too much here today. We're going to talk about the aggressors. Okay, here's another move. After that move to the upside, here they are moving it right back down. Sellers taking control at this place here. Okay, so let's get back to our rectangle. Rectangle here and a rectangle here. Okay, back to the previous range in here. Now we're looking to see if we get enough sellers here to drop it, and we do. Okay, now we're looking for them to make a deal with buyers, and the buyers are down here at these levels. All right, anyway, guys, now what we're going to do, now we understood this move here on the very low time frame, and understanding, you know, that this moved price away. All right, so let's clear all our drawings. Okay, and let me know if you have any questions on that. But now we're going to do is we're going to use that same information here on much higher time frame. Okay, it is the same concept, right? So we're looking for who's moving the market and taking control and taking it away from an area. Now this is dependent upon what time frame you want to trade. Okay, because here, if we look on this time frame zoomed out, sellers are in control from here after the data. Here's our retracements, and then this is just one big wonky cluster of trading activity back and forth. Now, why is that? Well, it's because no one's really taking control of it. And why is that? Is because they're probably waiting for the FOMC meeting minutes later. Okay. All right. So now let's take a look. Okay. So who's in control in some of these smaller zones in these areas? And this is kind of tricky stuff. It's really back and forth in here, indicative of waiting for an event later. So if we take a look here, and let's just zoom in more. All right, so we said in here, okay, we look for the sellers to come in below this area here. We saw that, and we look for the pullback actually here, right in here. I like these shortcuts. So we look for the we saw this move in here. And then we look for the pullback like right in here. It came a little deeper. It came back and retested where they dropped it here. And then we look for sellers to come back down and here, trade through it, back down to the figure and take some off. Why do we think that? Okay, well, the pattern we want to look at is the aggressors. Okay, that's the pattern. So let's take a look at it again. The buyers and sellers in here. Okay, so on the way up, we didn't really like it, so we kind of stayed clear of it. But we see the buyers in here taking control, okay, and moving this market up. Quite a bit of selling in here, okay, but buyers come in one more time here. All right, now they're in control from that point onward, okay, from here onward in this range. Where they're disrupted is here, okay, below the range. And that's where we mark up these. We've been talking about pivot lines or levels for forever in here. It's right here at 3,600. So we get the move down below, we get a pullback, and we're looking for continuation now at that point. We get the continuation. We know here, this is where it's key to mention sellers taking control. Okay, so we're just marking up, and I know this sounds simple, but try it. Look for where sellers are taking control and mark it up. You'll be amazed how these work. Okay, and we said we're looking for that continuation, which we got. Okay, until we see something different. Okay, even down here, this is still looking really good. Have to be honest here, right? and that was where the reversal took place, but they got upended. And how did they get upended? Why? Buyers. And it's right here, our pivot line again. That's why we always look for where it dropped from, and we actually look for more selling to come in and continue. Always look for trend continuation to begin with. If it doesn't, and we see that disruption and we see the buyers taking control, now they're taking control, and we're looking for back up to test some of these other sellers in these pockets, in these areas, okay, up in here for these pullbacks, and that's it. Okay, now one of the things that we want to look for in the order flow here is strong, consistent selling or buying. Okay, in this case, selling, and moving price at the same time. Okay, so this is it. This is it. Okay, this is it on the buy side. This was the high though, and this is where they got disrupted. Okay, and we look for that too, where that might happen. So we'll go through the exercise here, where the sellers took control and move price. Okay, now note in here, we want to look for where the strong selling is. Okay, this is truly where they dropped it here, but the strong selling came in here. Okay, so we can look for pullbacks into those areas. Now we talked about another area where there wasn't strong, consistent selling. It was just selling down at the very bottom here. Okay, and it wasn't very strong within this area. Here it is strong. Right, I'm not going to go search for it and have to show it. We'll show examples in real time. No worries about that. But let's suppose it was all strong selling here and nothing here. Well, that's very easy for buyers to get back above it, and then trade it back to here and maybe even further, right? And basically that's that island again, like this here, okay, of trap volume. If there was strong, consistent buying all the way through here, maybe you got a gap fill and then continuation. All right, so look for these things. We want to see that strong, consistent buying and consistent price movement, or price movement along with it. It has to be coupled with it. Now we can look at this here on the other side. All right, and we'll get to the current market, and right now though, we're going over, wow, strong, consistent buying, flag pattern, pullback, strong, consistent buying. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, not so strong and consistent in here. Okay, not bad here, not bad, right? Look where sellers try to disrupt it. Look where the buyer, this is a battle here. This is where the buyers come right back in. Okay, now this is a pullback here, maybe on a higher time frame to these guys here. Okay, see how we marked that up? We didn't know that. I didn't know that. And you can look for it though. Now this is a battle back and forth. It's kind of hard to judge, but we see strong, consistent buying yet again. All right, so this zone in here looks pretty good, okay, for maybe some back and forth in here. If we get more buying back up into the top here, we'd look for the move to back to 05 right here, and that liquidity, and then 08, okay, and that move here. All right, so the pattern we're drawing up here is the strength in the buying and selling. Okay, and then we're looking for them taking control of that market, and then the maybe the continuation, or at least the range, to establish a range as well. Okay, so let's just continue on here, and we'll get to the current market. Okay, again, strong, consistent buying back up to the top. Okay, good here. Not we'll take it to the top here, but it's really good in here, not the top so much, right? Okay, so maybe we're starting to see a little bit of lack of consistency on the top of the range here. Maybe we'll start to see a reversal. Maybe we'll start to see clusters of selling down at the bottom of the range in here. Okay, we're getting a little bit. Okay, let's continue on. All right, here we go. So we came back up here, found some buying, but look at where's that consistent strong buying in here? We don't really see it, but we see selling now on the other side. Okay, and we're getting selling down here. We can look for a pullback up to here. All right, and then maybe we'll see sellers take it right back down to the bottom of the range, and maybe back down to test these guys down here. Let's see. Okay, no, we didn't get it. We got the sellers down here, but they didn't continue on down into the lower level here. Okay, and then yeah, we got nice strong buying yet again. Okay, and yeah, not so bad. Pretty good and pretty consistent here. Okay, all right. So that brings us to current market. Let's go to this level here. Okay, and this level in here. Okay, so now let's just take a look here. No treasury charts up here. FTH. So sorry about that. All right, let's see if we get sellers here, and then the move right back down to, well, I'd look for 06. Okay. Now let's see here though. We're looking for, here's some sellers, here's a pullback, and here's some sellers. Let's see them do it again. Okay, and then now try to break it below. See the strong consistent buying here, looking for them to sellers to break it here. Okay, they have some, we have some on the offer, and not seeing it yet, not seeing it. Okay, look at the buying or the selling down here, none, right? Okay, so back up to the top of the range. It's not ready. It's not ready. There's not enough sellers in here to break that. This is actually the pattern we saw yesterday. Selling on one, none here, buying back up here, right? Okay, now look at the buying up here. Okay, is it really that strong compared to some of these other areas? No, not really. Right, so there's, you know, don't drive yourself nuts with looking for a trade opportunity here. Okay, look at this here. There's some exhaustion here, selling on the offer here. Okay, at 09. Did we get a lot of selling here? No. Okay, yeah, I'm still, to be honest, I'm still looking for them to try to break it and come back down into 06 or this liquidity at 05 and 04. I'm still looking for it. I just don't see it here. You know, we can look at this little area here. Okay, we can look at, and then there's really nothing. There's a little area in here. It's just not strong, right? So I'm not, from the participants of these sellers in here, it's not convincing. Okay, and if it's not convincing, then we don't know with, you know, higher probability where price might go, or based on the participants in here in the market. Okay, so and that was a good decision. Okay, all right, buyers back up to the top of this range. All right, let's see the let's see if we get more. We're getting buyers up here. Okay, let's look at our pullbacks, where those might happen. Right here, back to the top of the range of here, this breakout. Okay, this is the next area here. All right, now do we get buyers back up here? Yep, a few. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for it to come up to 13. I just don't like it yet again. It's not bad though. It's not bad. Okay, we're starting to get a nibble up here, but it's just not strong enough in here. So it did go to the top of the range though. All right, so let's just kind of mark it up. It's not the strongest, but this is it here. Okay, and this is our pullback. Now we're looking for buyers here, and then the move to 13, 14, 15. Okay, there's another caveat in here. Not that, and I hate to say those kinds of things because I'm trying to keep it clear and simple, right? That we're looking for these moves. The caveat here is we've already moved, quite a bit for today at least, and in this move here. Okay, now that doesn't mean it can't continue. Okay, we're still looking for it to continue, but do you want to be buying up here, right? That's unless it's super strong and super clear, then yeah, I would. The order flow would be telling me. Okay, but I'm not really getting that conviction up here. So then I don't get caught up in this kind of stuff in here. Okay, I hope this is resonating with you guys. Thanks, McLoco. I really appreciate it. You still like the CVD divergence. Okay. Well, you're going to see some divergences in here. Again, you know why though now as well. Okay, so look at sellers come in here, but equal buying coming back here. It's just nothing really to really clamor about in here. That's convincing that will get our sellers to come in, trade it back down here, and then back down to 05 or here, 06. It's just not convincing. Monkey butt. Very helpful as always. Okay, I mean, guys, we're trying to like kind of break this down and into its kind of basic elements here. Okay, so we can we can easily do that in here. This is not rocket science at all. Okay, now here comes some strong buying. Okay, and looks like we're gonna get our move now. Okay, that we were originally looking for. Okay, they came back all the way back down into here where they kind of originally bought, not to this pullback here, to here. Okay, and then they followed in here with some strong buying. Again, I didn't even like this in here, because if I see strong buying, but they're not able to move price at the same time, that's not a good sign. Right? It typically is iceberg order, and it is in fact here. It's an iceberg order. They ran right into it here. Okay, so it's a larger player that was absorbing this here with his iceberg order. All right. So now we're going to take this a little further then. This idea, we know there's strong buying in here. We know that now. We're looking to see if we get sellers back down. Okay, here they are already. Okay, so now there's a pullback. Now let's see if we can get it. And that's looking for sellers here right now. Trade it right back down to 10 and maybe through it. Okay, but I would be taking some off here at 10. There it is. Okay, so getting in here, taking some off at 10. Now I know that's only like a point and a half or something. It's illustrating the point though. Okay, and then stop to break even here. Okay, and then I'm stopped out of break even. Okay, but I was looking for, and now that actually is kind of a pullback here too. Okay, and you can jump in again though here and look for the follow through to the downside. Okay, down to our 06 area. Let's take a look here. Okay, our 07 and then our 06 here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't, even this one is not that great. There's not a whole bunch of strong selling in here, and we need to see that. Right? That's the conviction we're looking for. Okay, otherwise we just might get stuck in this range here. Okay, let's see it right here, sellers, and hit it. Okay, let's clear it. Is that, do you guys have any questions on that? Range and the season of CVD, especially when they are opposite each other. I'm not sure what you mean. Anyway, guys, see how we knew something was up in here. Like, did we get our strong selling in here? No, right? We got some down at the bottom of the range though, and that's, we just talked about it. We don't want to see it at the bottom of the range like this. We want to see it strong and consistent all the way through. So what have we done? We've come right back up to the top of this range here. That's it. Okay, so it's very range bound in here. This can be extrapolated into some range bound strategies as well. Okay, James, that helped you learn more before the activating trial. Yeah, well, you'll yeah, I hope this, and like I said, you can look at all time frames in here. And start to put these pieces together, okay, by marking up some of your patterns in here, right? And then now where this can lead to is all the patterns you've read about in the past, all of them. Okay, so let's clear our drawings and let me show you. Okay, here, if you get that strong move, here's your small pullback, and then you're looking for buyers back up here again, and then continuation, and that's your flag pattern. All right, this is a very deep pullback right here, and we don't know if it's going to hold or not right now. It looks like they're going to trade through it. There we go. Okay, yeah, I still don't like it here. This is not strong enough, okay, to move the market. We're looking for it to move away from that area here. It's looking better now, right? Okay, so where would your pullbacks be in here? Okay, one could be here. This is a good one. One could be up here as well. One could be even here. Okay, now again, look at this. We're talking about relative volume in here. This is just not, it's just not quality stuff right now. Relative volume was looking pretty good here on the sell side earlier. Well, it's not now. Right, look at that buying cluster come in, pretty strong buying. Programmers, some nice success stories in here. Well, I mean, you're just trading your plan. And nothing flashy and wild in here, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll get to CVD in here. Let's take stops and icebergs off, and we'll take a look at CVD. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, guys, here's your pullback here. Okay, so we're getting some volatility in here. Now we're getting volatility in here, strong buying, strong selling, strong buying, whatever, is because of the European close right now. I'd be more inclined for this to trade back down to 05 right now, but there's some back and forth in here right now. So again, I'm not touching it, until we see something better here. Okay, not bad, not bad. But again, we got a few more minutes here and some back and forth up at this level here. Okay, so let's see the divergence you saw, and got it. Okay, so yeah, McLoco, if you could also maybe include oh yeah, okay, I do see the time frame. So you're looking at 2 minutes. Okay, all right, we got 2 minutes here. Okay, and this I'm kind of at a miss here. Hold on a minute. 15 to 8, okay, or 8 to 15. So 8 up here to 15. Okay, got it. All right, let's clear our drawings. And you're looking at that CVD. Hold on a minute. 9. Oh, way earlier. No, you're in a different time zone. Okay. Okay, so yeah, you're looking at this in here, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like again, I just like looking at the placement. I mean, we can kind of understand due to this buying in here that there's going to be a divergence potentially here, potentially, and there is, okay, from here, okay, over to here, okay, equal low, but there's still stronger buyers in here. There's more buying in this range in here than there is sellers, and that's why CVD is higher. Okay, and then I'm not getting much out of it, to be honest. Yeah, this looks pretty good in here for it. It should, you'd be looking for it to trade into 15 and 20, right, based off of that. Again, look at these areas in here. Like if there's like some pretty big buying in here, but did it move price? Again, that's really important to understand. And that's how you get your divergences, because there's someone on the other side, absorbing it. Like we can take a look here at icebergs. So here they are. Here's your icebergs right in line with it, right? This is where your iceberg tool can be really, really handy as well. Why is CVD going up? Why didn't this move go up here? Well, likely because of a lot of the absorption on the other side here. In this case, it was icebergs. Okay, icebergs have been buying in these areas here. Now we got the bid here underneath us. Let's take a look. We got the bid here underneath us, European close, just closing, and icebergs. All right, buyers here, they got enough to break it. Let's see them move it up to 12. Okay, and then maybe we'll get our move to 15. No, they maybe we can get a retest back up here again, but this is our pullback here then basically. All right, here we go. All right, let's see if we get our buyers here. No. See, this is where a CVD I just find it kind of tricky, to be honest. Here's making higher price or equal price level up here, but there's more selling in here at this point. Yeah, this is where it just kind of trips me up, to be honest, McLoco. I don't like it. It's just not my way of looking at things. The placement of the transactions in the order book in here give me much more information. Yeah, didn't get that one. But let's see if we can get a move back up now. Boy, and I don't know about that. Let's zoom out here. Bottom of the range. Yeah, this is just all over the place. Again, let's just go through that strong buyers and strong sellers. I don't see anything else after that, really. We're looking for the strong buying right in here, right? And then the continuation on up. And we didn't get it. Okay. Now that harkens back to, did we get it in here, right? And this is my own mistake in here. Did we get it in here? No, not really, right? That's not the flag pattern. Right? And it's all back and forth in here. Okay, let's see if we get some buying in here to try to upend this kind of weak selling, or this. See, this is pretty weak move here on the sell side. We're just looking to see if we can get back up above here, and then back into 07, 08, 09. Yeah, here we go. Okay, now let's see. There's one move. Here's a pullback. Let's see it again. Buyers off of this pullback here. Let's see if we can get some buyers back up here, and then a move to 07, 08, and then maybe 10. It's pretty weak, guys. Again, it's just not good stuff. It's just not that strong. When it's clear, it's so easy. That's just not that clear. This is not that clear. And we're seeing the results from it. Okay, this is better. Okay, and again, this is good. It kind of petered out right there. Now here we go. All right, so we're back up here. I don't like it. It's looking good there, right here. It's just not good stuff. We want to see, this is not bad, right? And then we got their continuation here. And that's about it. Okay, so anyway, McLoco, London close. Yeah, thanks, HE. Yep. Yeah, guys. Well, you know, what did we see today? Well, we started to identify and go through some patterns here in a different way. Was the kind of recap here. It's a really back and forth day, but we're still going through it on lower time frames because we can. There is enough movement for these lower time frames to go through these examples. And then we're looking for some clarity in some of these examples, and it was hard to find some clarity in them. And some were much better than, I mean, much better than others. And when we see that, we look for the continuation of the pattern, right? So we'll start with this basis here of who's moving that market, and then we look for the now this looks pretty good. All right, so let's see if we get a little bit of a pullback here. All right, this is much better. Now looking for a bit of a pullback, and then continuation on up into 09, 10, and 12. There it is. There was no pullback here. It didn't give us a chance to get into it. All right, but see how we had a hard time reading it in here, and it's not a hard time. We just didn't see it, and we want to be clear on it, right? So here we got it here, and a little bit up here, and then we look for a pullback maybe to here, and then continuation on up into 10 on up to 12, and then still we can get to 15 here. Okay, what about this pullback? Not bad. Still looking for continuation. Okay, on up to 15. Okay, let's see here. The pullback's not bad in here. And now nothing. Here we go. All right, buyers, let's see it here. Let's see if you want to go on this move. Looks like it. Looks like they're going to do it. All right, now we're looking for these buyers to lift it. And it's all dark in here. We covered that all the time, but still looking for it here. Buyers back up here, 12. And then continuation. Okay, no buyers up there. Sellers back down where they broke out from. Anyway, guys, we did get this move here. This one has traded now through. You can see where it traded through. It's here. Right here, right? Okay, where that strong move initiated, and then sellers coming in. Here's sellers on leg one. Let's see if we can get a pullback here. And then leg two. Let's see if we can get a leg two on the sell side now. Okay, your pullback trade would be about here. Maybe even all the way back up to 09. Okay, let's see. Okay, now we're looking for sellers here right now, and the move. Not convincing selling in there, that's for sure. It's working, it's doing it. Again, not convincing selling in there. We did get the pullback here. Okay, and then sellers did trade down to this liquidity here. I'm still looking for them to trade through it. Okay, so again, now trade through it, sellers. Let's see it, and then let's see if we can get back down into where. Let's take a look. Let's zoom out, and then right down into here or here, 3,600. And guess who comes back in? All right, so again though, you can take these positions and look for the follow-through. We don't know if this is going to happen or not, but you took some off maybe at the bottom, or you're looking to take some off more, and your stop can be at break even, and you're looking for follow-through. All right, so this is a pretty nice way to, or it's a consideration for managing your risk in here. Going with the strong move, looking for a pullback, and then looking for continuation. All right, well, I mean, look how this is a battleground here, and look at this. Right, this is where we saw the buyers above, sellers below. Now buyers back up above are on the bid here. We got a strong move. Actually, this looks great here for flipping again and looking for a completion of the flag pattern up to 12 and 15 here. And there it is, right? So it was the move back to here and then the continuation. Now I still want to see them move it up to 15. And let's see if we can get it, because this is even stronger in here. And all right, buyers, let's see it. And now 15. Okay, and there we go. All right, so pretty tricky stuff in here. We looked for buy side. Look for it here at the buyers up here at 12. They didn't come in. And we got down to the bottom of the range, and we traded through. We looked for a pullback, and then the next continuation, we did get down a bit lower here, and then up here it would have been a stop at break even, and then on the move back up to this previous level right here was the battleground. Strong buying, strong bid, looking for those strong buyers, looking for the move back up to our original 12.5 here, and then our 15. Okay, yeah, at this point, well, it's pretty strong. So let's see if they can do it again and then hit 20 here. Okay, so maybe a pullback to about here, 12 or a 12.5. Okay, just marking these up. Let's just mark these up again. Got to get used to hitting these buttons here. Okay, so pullbacks here, pullback here. Look at that. We covered that today, right here, right? That little nook right there. Pull back to that. Okay, now it's a deeper pullback here. Okay, buyers back up. Now the pattern's broken. Now this in here is being really challenged here. Okay, with the selling. All right, so again, we're not getting that clarity in here. All right, so nothing shaking. What is CVD, cumulative volume delta, demo trader? Thanks, James. Appreciate it. Let's see here if there's anything more you guys want, any other questions you have. Yeah, no, that answers the question. I can show you something on that. Anyway, guys, this is not the greatest day for. I mean, it still works. Believe me. We'll go over it again and again, and you'll start marking these areas up, and especially when it's distinctive, that's when you'll see the clarity, and really start to understand controlling these markets here. Who's driving the price direction. And really starting to understand that. And if you don't understand it, then stay away. Don't do anything. All right, and I hope you found this helpful. Cumulative volume delta. Let me show you something here where you can find out more about it. If you go to our YouTube channel, scroll down, go to this one here, features and components, click on the playlist, and then you'll find it in here. Okay, here it is. No, maybe we have to do a quick search. Cumulative volume delta right here. Okay, and then this will cover it. It's about 5 minutes long. Okay. Hey, more power to you, McLoco. If you like your cumulative volume delta, I don't. I've been just run over so many times by trying to get insight with cumulative volume delta that maybe I'm just not. I need a little more kind of time and clarity. But I understand that there's buying up here that can be disrupted if the sellers get below it. But you'll get some sort of divergence pattern here in cumulative volume delta, and I just don't like it. It's a conflicting signal for me. And I'm looking to see that if we can get sellers below this area here at 12, which we did. Previously, we're looking for a bounce here, a pullback, right? We didn't. We got the continuation on the sell side through that area. All right, so now we're looking to see if like sellers can continue. We got the first leg here, a pullback. And now we're looking to see if we can get even more sellers here around 08.5, and then the drop into 06 down to here. Okay, so this is just range bound activity, in fact, but we're looking at these kind of micro trends, like micro head and shoulders, and then continuation, pullback, continuation, etc. All right, so we can look for one more in here. Let's see if we get it. Yeah, there's some exhaustion. Looking for sellers here at 09. Nothing. In fact, look at the bid. See how this bid in here, 300 contracts, kept sellers away from hitting this bid. They know they can't trade through it. All right, now they pulled. All right, let's see if we get sellers right here at the bottom of this little range here. Let's see it. Nice and clean. See, this guy comes in, disrupts it. Looking for it though still. Let's see if this guy will pull. And no sellers. Here we go. Here they. All right, now sellers here. Let's see them trade into, and let's see if this guy stays in the book here. He'll probably pull. He even flipped. See, this is kind of tricky stuff today. Traded on the offer again, on the bid here, on the offer, on the bid. Is you know, this is it's all over the place in here. Okay, and we're not making it up here. I mean, they're on the bid here. They traded into. They're on the offer here. They traded into that too. Then they're back on the bid again here. Okay, and then that actually traded as well. All right, so let's see here. Let's see if we can still look for that original move. It's just being gamed back and forth here, right? So no real clarity right now. All right, guys. So let's call it a day then. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming. No J Trader today. Scott will be tomorrow though. We'll go through his way of trading and looking at order flows, very unique, looking at stops and icebergs, and then looking for the price movement due to those order flow events from stops and icebergs. Okay, so Scott has a lot of trading experience, as you guys know, so we can learn a lot from him. All right, guys, if you like the video, please give us a like and you know, give us a comment there, and we'll go cover the kind of content you guys are interested in. We're gonna go back and revisit this again and again about this pattern though. Okay, about understanding control, and then marking that up, and that'll be the foundation. All right, and then we're looking for the continuation. Like here we go. Look at this again. I'm looking for continuation on the buy side here. This is good. This is pretty strong. All right, so now let's get another move back up. Here's our pullback. Okay, let's try to get another move back up here on that buy side, and then back to 15. All right, here we go. There is our pullback. Here's our buyers. They're on the bid, and let's see these buyers lift it now up to well, this is a good area right here at 14, but I like 15 better. Okay, so looking for that continuation here, okay, due to this in here. All right. Anyway, guys, let's call it a day. We will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you with Scott Pulcini, and take it from there. There's our move, guys. 15, beautiful, and that's good to end it on that note. We'll keep it there. Okay. Thank you for coming. Bye bye.